Okay. Hi, everybody. It was a good win for us tonight. Obviously, the story of the game was both Jaden Hill pitching 6 shutout innings. I thought he looked extremely sharp, dominant, battled really hard. I don't even know how many strikeouts he had. He'd only had 4, which was a good thing. Allowed him to pitch 6 innings for us tonight. We wanted him to throw 75 pitches. He threw 77 pitches, so we were pretty close there. I told him before he went out there for the 7th inning, I really don't want to take you out in the middle of the inning, so you better pitch a clean inning. You get 3 batters. If you get all 3 of them, you get to finish the game coming off the mound with the rest of your teammates. Otherwise, I'm going to have to take you out in the middle of the inning. And I think that challenge, he took it to heart. Trey Morgan put on a clinic over there at first base with his footwork around the bag, including that last play Jaden threw over there. There were a couple throws by Thompson that Trey was just phenomenal. He made a phenomenal catch on a pop-up, got a couple of hits. He was outstanding. But the other story of the game, of course, was our 4 home runs, and that was nice to see too. That all of those home runs were really hit well, and Belosa was a real leader getting it started. I told you we were going to face 2 really good left-handed pitchers from this team, and their numbers last weekend were not great, and that was really shocking to me because these kids both have had good careers for Youngstown State, and that lefty tonight struck out 10 of our batters, which was a little bit concerning, but he was good. He mixed his pitches well, and when he made a couple of mistakes, we took advantage of him. He hung a couple curveballs, and we were able to hit him out of the ballpark. So overall, a good win for us. We got to get our rest tonight. We got a big day tomorrow. It's going to be a long day, and we're going to face 2 teams that are going to give us their best shot, no doubt about it.
Coach, just talk about Jaden's never gone this long before, career high 6 innings. How much of a positive impact is that on the next step of building him up, especially heading into conference play?
Well, Jaden is capable, as I've told you many times, David, that he's capable of going deep into games. There's no reason why he can't. He's a great athlete. He's got arm strength. He's got great physical conditioning, and he throws a lot of strikes. And, if a guy's wild and he strikes out a lot of batters, then he may not be able to go deep in the game because he runs his pitch count up so high. But Jaden shouldn't do that. He throws so many strikes and he mixes his pitches well. Allen always calls a great game with him out there. So this is something that I would expect him to be able to do. I just didn't want to rush it. I wanted him, as good as he is, he's still a human being and he hasn't done it yet for an extended period of time. So you just don't want to rush it and force something, and then maybe he injures himself because you're forcing it to happen. Maybe we forced it a little bit too much 2 years ago when he was a freshman. And, I told Allen, it's great. We're going to try to get him to 75 pitches. But if he has one long inning of over 20 pitches, then I'm going to shut him down earlier than 75 pitches, and we're not going to push it. But he was in complete command the whole night. I wasn't all that brokenhearted that he gave up a base hit, because I know the fans would have been really upset with me if I'd had to hook him with a no-hitter going like I did with Aaron Nola several years ago. But I would have had to do that to make sure we kept him healthy.
Hey, Paul, I know you warned us in the preseason about Trey Morgan and his defense, but you mentioned the clinic that he put on, especially in that 6th inning. Just how big of a difference maker can he be for you guys at first base this year?
If our infielders just get it somewhere close to him to give him a chance, I expect him to pick every ball. I expect him to stretch. His footwork around the bag is, I think his father worked with him all his life, but it just looks so instinctive to me. He knows when to keep his foot on the base. He's done. I've watched it all fall. I've watched it in the preseason, and now in our short season so far, he's made several unbelievable plays, saved errors for our infield. And when you have a guy like that over there, it's just such a major asset. But he's also one of our better hitters, and I told you that. And the other night, or I think it was Monday night against Louisiana Tech, he had probably the hardest 0 for 6 in the history of the game. He should have had 5 hits that night. He just hit missiles all night at people. So he's going to be a good hitter for us. He's an outstanding first baseman. I just think we have one of the best players that you possibly can get in college as a freshman.
Hey, Coach, great win tonight.
Thank you.
I want to talk a little bit about, we don't normally see Alan Dunn go out and make a pitching change. What kind of went into
him pulling Blake Money. We've seen him struggling a little bit. What kind of went into that decision for AD to pull him?
Well, I told AD to just stall because once the second hitter got on base, I usually don't like to bring in a closer with a tying run at the plate. I'd like to give him a little bit of wiggle room if you can, because all it takes is one pitch, one swing, and all of a sudden the game's tied if the tying run is at the plate. But I also didn't want to get him up and throwing needlessly because we've got a doubleheader tomorrow. So I was kind of towing that line a little bit. So I had him get up at the, after first runner got on base and play some light catch. Fortunately, it doesn't take Fontenot very long to get ready. So I had AD stall once the second batter got the hit. And I told him, stay out there as long as you can, and then look at me. And if I get the word from the bullpen that he's ready, then you go ahead and just make the change, because I preferred to bring him in with the tying run in the on deck circle. And once Fontenot was ready, we went ahead and made that move, and it gave him a little bit of wiggle room, and it wasn't necessary anyway. I love those 2-pitch, 2-out saves, so he'll be ready to go tomorrow. With the doubleheader tomorrow, I was concerned that I even had to use him, but fortunately he didn't have to work too hard. I don't even know if he worked up a sweat.
Yeah, Paul.
Coach,
Go ahead.
Coach Chessa Boucher with WVLA. Just talk about what you've seen from Gavin Dugas and how he's been hot at the plate, and also talk about that 2-run blast from Cade Beloso.
Well, the home run by Cade Beloso, as I mentioned before, was just great leadership on his part. There's a veteran player against a tough left-handed pitcher. He struck out. Did he strike out Dillon to start the game? I think he struck out Dillon to start the game. He got, Cade, Trey got a base hit, and then he got Cade Doty to pop up. Two of our best hitters. He got out right-handed hitters, and then you got a left-handed hitter stepping in against a tough left-handed pitcher, and he hits it into the stands and gives us a lead right out of the gate, which is always good to have. So Cade just showed a lot of leadership there. Gavin Dugas, I'm just really proud of him. He had a rough start the first couple of games, and this is a humbling game. It's not easy. I played this game. The only thing I knew about pitching is I couldn't hit it. These kids are much better hitters than I ever was. And yet, I challenge them sometimes because they're so talented. And, Gavin had to struggle the first couple of games, but since then, he's wanted to prove that he belongs to be in there every day, and he's showing that. And he's just been a real force for us. And, listen, this game is really hard to play, and you just got to know who to hitch your wagon to. And the kids you choose to believe in are the ones that determine whether or not you're going to have a successful team. And I believe in Gavin, and I believe in, many of the other players.
Yeah, Paul, the middle part of your lineup tonight, the batting order really caught fire. I mean, like everybody seemed like they were getting big hits. Just talk about the middle of the lineup really playing well tonight.
Well, it was a little bit misleading how close the game was. You would think that we let up, but we had some bad breaks. I thought Trey had a good at bat there, and just hit that ball right at the third baseman. Turned into a double play after it looked like we had something going. We had second and third there, and I thought Jordan had a pretty good cut, just kind of topped the ball to the third baseman, and they were able to get out of the inning. So, overall, I thought we had a lot of good at bats. We had a lot of strikeouts, unfortunately, but I don't really think that we weren't competing up there at the plate overall. We just had a little bit bad luck to be able to keep it from being a one-sided victory. And hopefully tomorrow, more hits will fall, and we'll continue to swing the bats well, and be a total team behind AJ Labus in game 1. Last question. I'm putting a time limit on me. I got to go do the radio show, I guess. Anybody? Good? Okay.
All right, we can start with questions for Trey.
Hey Trey, Coach Mainieri has really talked all off season about how your defense has really just kind of stunned him, and at that first base spot. I mean, just talk about that 6th inning in particular, and just kind of how it just looked like one play just kind of snowballed into another, and just kind of how you're able to gain confidence over there at first base, making all those defensive plays.
I saw in IO when we were taking it before the game that the grass was pretty wet. So I knew the infielders might have a rough day throwing the ball across the diamond. So I told them, as long as they catch it, just throw it somewhere near me and I'll focus extra today to dig it out.
Trey, what did you see up there in the batter's box, and what was kind of working for you there?
Coming off of, I was not hitting like I really wanted to the past couple of games. I tried to just go up there and relax, see the ball deep, just trying to react to where the pitch was rather than try to make the pitch go where I wanted it to go. Just hit it where it was, and it worked.
When Cade hit that bomb, what was going through your mind?
Man, that was so hype. I told him before the game, I knew that he was gonna have a good day today. And first at bat, he hit that ball. That was nice. I heard the whole stadium erupt.
Trey, if you can, take me through that catch you made down the foul line there in the 6th inning, charging after the ball and then kind of, reaching back and snagging it.
Yeah, we had a little shift on for the hitter. So I was playing in the 3-4 hole a little bit, and I saw the ball go up, and I thought the whole time I was going to have to catch a ball over my shoulder. I was just watching it in the air, and I kept tracking it down, and I got to a point where it was right above my head, and I couldn't catch it over my shoulder. So I just put the glove up, and I caught it.
Trey, what's it like for you being in the middle of a lineup when you guys hit 4 home runs in one game?
I mean, I know that when I go up there, I just got to do my job. That's the home runs isn't really my game. I just go up there and try to stay on base. So when they hit a home run, I can come in.
Yeah,
Any more
Trey.
questions for Trey?
Yeah, I got one. The inning you had with all the fielding plays in it, was that kind of like for a fielder, a dream inning, because you had one of everything? You dug one out, you chased one down the foul line, and then you caught Jaden's rising fastball. I mean, that had to be like a perfect dream inning for a fielder.
Yeah, when I came off the field, I was smiling because I knew I just did something pretty special. I knew I had a good inning.
On Jaden's throw, how tough was that one? Because it seemed like it was like 100 miles an hour and going away from you.
Yeah, I saw the runner coming up the line. I saw the ball cutting towards the line, but I knew the ball was going to beat the runner, so I had time to cross the line and catch it and get out of his way.
Trey, what do you think your dad's going to tell you after this outing tonight?
He's definitely going to tell me that I had a good game and I just got to keep doing it. That's usually how our conversations go.
I can get started with questions.
Jaden, David from Rivals, how just personally satisfying is it to be able to go, this is the longest you've ever gone as an LSU Tiger? It seems like, the steps are being followed to get you to be able to start stretching out and be ready. Just how personally happy was it for you, or satisfying was it for you about how long you were able to go?
Very, the work that I've been putting in, the talks with AD, and the program that he has me on, I've been following it to a T, and, this is what we expected. I know everything's not going to come all at once, but, if we just, stay on the process and keep going, hopefully, I can go deeper in the games and pitch count and keep going up. And so I'm extremely happy, but, at the end of the day, I still got to keep going forward.
Still feel good, no
I
problems,
feel
anything like that?
amazing. I wanted to finish the game, but, it's just second weekend out.
Hey, Jaden, Jared Robin here with the Reveille. Along with your great performance, your defense made some good plays behind you as well. What can you say about their performance to help you out tonight?
Man, they make me not scared to throw any pitch. I feel like I can throw the ball right down the middle, and no matter where they hit it, those dudes can make a play. And, if I had the money, I would take all of them out to eat tonight. But, I ain't got that. But, man, it's amazing just knowing every time a ball's put in play, I'm not worried at all. I'm not worried about anyone making an error, being a hit. I feel like I have the most trust in my defenses I've ever had, and those guys are amazing.
Jaden, coach told us that he knew that he was going to play or put you in for the 7th inning, that he didn't want to pull you mid-7, and he said he challenged you. What did he say to you, and kind of how did you take that?
So he basically said I was going to get embarrassed by him coming out there and pulling me off the mound, and my pride is too big for that. And so I knew I had to go out there and get quick at bat with the first guy and kind of just keep it going. I fell back 2-0 and I was like, no, he's not coming out here. So I needed to get out of it. Trey made some heck of a plays at first base, which helped me out a lot. But I had to get out of there. I don't want coach coming out there to get me.
Well, that was pretty much what I was going to ask, so I'm good.
Jaden, just how good did you feel tonight out there being your second start for the season?
Amazing. I can't wait until next week. It's just every single weekend, going through the same process, learning my body throughout the week, changing programs sometimes, just kind of depending on my field. And it's all a process, and I love it. I just get to figure more about myself and add things. I got a lot to add on. My slider is not where I need it to be. I need to get into the throw bullpens, but it's a process, and I love it. So I'm just excited for next week.
Jaden, you talked about the tremendous defense by Trey Morgan. Can you talk about the one in foul territory there where he ran after it and kind of had to reach back and snag it?
Yeah, that stuff doesn't surprise me. He's been doing that since he stepped on campus. I mean, dude's a baller. Like that's what he was born to do. Ever since he stepped foot on campus, like he has it. He is that dude. Him, Dylan Cruz, Safford, the freshmen. You would never know they're freshmen. They play like veterans, and so that's what's going to make this team so incredible.
Yeah, back to Trey one more time. The catch you had to make on your throw to end the inning, when you threw it, did you think, oh man, like if he can just get a glove on it? What were your thoughts on that?
I ain't gonna lie. I thought coach was coming out there to get me because I thought that ball was going into the into the stadium, into the stands. But no, I got full trust in Trey. Every time, it doesn't matter where the ball's thrown. That dude's like a human vacuum cleaner. Everything you throw, it's getting picked up from him.
Jaden, that changeup strikeout in the first inning, you looked pretty energetic coming off the mound after that. What was that feeling like to really deceive the batters after that? You threw about 8 fastballs right before that and then finished them off with the changeup at the end. How did that feel?
Felt really good. I hate that I had to get to it. The guy fouled like 3 or 4 pitches off leading up to that. But the fact that I'm able to throw that later in a count, for a strikeout pitch is huge for me. It'll be huge for me moving forward. Me gaining confidence in that pitch. And so it's something I really needed, not having the third secondary pitch tonight. And so, it just gives me confidence for next week moving forward. And we're going to keep everything going.
And Jaden, you only had 4 strikeouts tonight, and yet you go, 6 innings, career high innings. Does it feel like a bit of a progression for you to be able to pitch deeper into a game without having to rely on strikeouts to get through it?
Right. Honestly, it's stuff I don't think about. My goal is to go out there, grab the ball, and keep going and keep my team in the game for as long as possible. And so, whatever the results are, as long as we get 27 outs as a team, then we're all happy. Good. Appreciate y'all.
All right, y'all can start with questions for Gavin.
Gavin, on social media, as y'all were playing, people started making references to gorilla ball, which you might be familiar with having grown up in Louisiana. Did it kind of feel like that at times, hitting 4 home runs?
It definitely was a different feeling today, for sure, because a lot of guys were getting after it, hitting some balls pretty far. It was pretty exciting to watch and pretty exciting to be a part of. I think so.
Gavin. Oh, can I ask? How did it feel hitting the home? How did it feel getting that home run in tonight?
Honestly, after that first at bat, I was pretty frustrated myself, but it's like coach says every day. It's not something to hang your head after one at bat. Kind of just moving forward to the next one. So it did feel pretty good. It was very motivating. Big confidence booster right there. But yes, I did enjoy it.
Hey, yeah, Jared Broadman with the Reveille here. Just what kind of approach are you guys taking when you step
Gavin,
into
could
that
you-
on
could you
deck
cut-
circle? Just like what are you guys saying to each other? Is it an aggressive mindset that you guys are going with out there?
I honestly say the last couple of days, Coach Smith's kind of been on us on being really aggressive, taking a very aggressive approach at the plate, just getting our pitch, not trying to be too picky, just letting the bat fly and just having fun, playing the game and letting our skills just kind of take over, not thinking too much. So yeah, pretty aggressive approach. Just kind of trying to have as much fun as we can.
Yeah, Gavin, could you kind of tell early in this game that the way Jaden was pitching, if y'all got any kind of offense, it was kind of over because he was, on his game?
I think no matter when Jaden's in the mound, no matter what he does, I always think if we get 1 or 2 runs, maybe 3, the game's over with no matter what. I have complete total trust in him. No matter bad outing, good outing, I think whatever we get him, he'll run with it and take care of it for the rest of the game.
Gavin, for you personally now, I mean, I think you 3 for 4 tonight. You just seem like you're on such a hot streak ever since like that second game of the year. What's working so well for you right now?
I think I just kind of took a little chill pill from the beginning of the season. I think every year I kind of get a little hyped up for the season, getting too excited, trying to do too much. After that first game, I kind of just took a step back and just let myself be myself and just played relaxed and just had fun and stopped thinking a little bit too much and just getting in the box and having some fun and being aggressive.
Any more questions for Gavin? Nope. All right. Thank y'all.